Nice pose that I like that just easily moves your client just the littlest bit. I have glasses on. Hey there, my name's Bethany Ellen. I'm a certified professional photographer through Professional Photographers of America, and here are 5 easy poses for your maternity couples for your next photo shoot. Okay, so today I have Alexis and Marlon, and they are expecting a baby boy in when?
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Yeah, so coming close. So we're going to show you just a couple of quick poses that I like to do with maternity couples. So the first one I always tell them is to go belly button to belly button. And that usually does one of 2 things. Now, we did practice this off camera. So sometimes they get a little bashful about it and it becomes like a fun little giggle game. Sometimes they get really weird about it and they just like boom right into each other. These 2 did great. And then I'm going to have Dad grab the baby. Now see, Dads always like to do this, and this is one of those that once you see it, you can't unsee it. I always say, you're blocking his face, and it's all about the baby today, too. So what I usually have dads do is scoop baby under, just like that, so that way we can see the connection, but we don't lose sight of the bump. Now, Alexis, you're gonna put your hand right on top of Marlon's hand. Perfect. Now, this already is a great start. But I want to make sure that I have a little bit more interest in the pose so that way we see the connection, but we can also see different shapes and it doesn't just like look like 2 profiles standing here. So Alexis, I'm going to have you bend your knee closer to the camera. Beautiful. Women always want to pose with the opposite knee, but this knee, posing the knee closer to the camera with an angle on it, creates more of an S curve, which means it's more flattering pose for women. Obviously, rules are meant to be broken, but that generally, I've never had a pregnant woman ask if she could look wider for a photo. All right, so now we've got a nice connection here. We've got a nice bend in the knee. I just want to connect them up at the top. So I'm gonna have Alexis lean her head in towards Marlon. Perfect, and Marlon, you're gonna give her a kiss on the forehead. That's your first pose. Let's go ahead and shoot it. All right, from here, there's a really nice pose that I like that shows a lot of connection and love between a growing family, but doesn't move your client a whole lot. So all I'm gonna have Alexis do is move towards the camera and actually physically face us. Perfect. Now Marlon's actually going to face away from the camera just a little bit and bring his hand down to the bottom of the belly. Perfect. Now Alexis's other hand that's over here is gonna go through Marlon's arm and over his shoulder. And then they're gonna connect back and look at each other just like that. Now what this does is it is a great album detail shot. You do wanna make sure, Marlon, step a little closer so your arm's a little more relaxed there. Oh yeah, there you go. And you can take this shot close for an album, or you can take it further away to show just like a full family portrait. It's really beautiful. Let's go ahead and shoot it. Okay, from here, I'm gonna move into a pose where one parent is sitting and the other parent is standing. So I've got a stool here and I'm gonna have Marlon sit in it. And he's gonna put one foot up on the stool on that side. Yeah, perfect. And Alexis is just gonna lean in there, right in between. Yeah, and we do have to account for adjusting trains. This train is kind of long. Yeah, lean right in. Scoop baby on the bottom right there. Perfect. Sit, kind of lean on the back of his leg. Nice. And then just look at each other for a minute and enjoy each other. Okay, now we're gonna move into what I call prom pose. Everybody knows what the classic prom pose is. We see it in maternity session time and time again. We see it with any couple time and time again because it's just an easy couples pose. But I wanna take that pose, flip it on its head, not make it so cheesy, make it a little more intimate and something that they'll actually enjoy to look at. So when we think of typical prom pose, what do we think of? Do you guys know? Yeah, oh. Right, it would be right here, right? So I want to flip this on its head just a little bit. So I'm actually gonna have Marlon come over here and Alexis is gonna face this way. Perfect. I'm gonna have you bend that knee closer to the camera, Alexis, and pop it out real nice and good and lean back into Marlon. Perfect. Now this is one way to do it. And what I'll have Alexis do is look off this way for me. And Marlon can look that way as well. This is good storytelling when you want to talk about futures and distance, and it's really great when you have outdoor shots as well. Now, if I want to add a little bit of spice to the shot, what I'll have Alexis do is loop this hand through Marlon's arm and go up to his face or his shoulder, show off this engagement ring that is fresh and new. Perfect. And I'm gonna have her bring her chin to her shoulder and look down. Look at how much more intimate this looks and feels. I'm obsessed with this pose. And what I'm gonna have you do, Alexis, too, is bring this hand to the top of your bum and bring your elbow all the way around. Yes, I love that. So typically in maternity posing, and if you've taken a class with me, you know this, moms always want to put their elbow back here, and then we see a hand on top of the belly, but we don't know whose it is or where it came from. So I'll have moms bring their elbow out just a little bit so I can get another triangle, more interest, and a connection to the hand that's on the bum. All right, let's shoot it. All right, look down for me. All right, the last shoot we're gonna do is on the floor. Now, anytime we do maternity shots on the floor, we wanna make sure mom is safe. So we're gonna do this shot very quickly, and we wanna be kind to her as she gets up and down. So I'm not gonna film that, but I will show you once we get on the floor how we pose that. Okay, now that we're at the floor, I wanna explain how we got there without you having to see behind the scenes. So I told Alexis to sit like a mermaid. What that means is that I'm gonna have her sit on her hip with her feet pointed out this way. We're gonna take the train as long as it can go. She's gonna use Marlon's knee as a rest. I had Marlon put his feet here. Head is always gonna be towards the light. We're just gonna make sure that that knee doesn't block baby's facing camera, so I may have to do a little bit of adjustments when we get to camera. I'll have to see. Now, I wanna take this shot quickly because baby can mess with mom's sciatic nerve anytime she's on the floor. And so we're going to take this shot quickly and let mom take her time getting back up, especially if we're using flash in a session and it's warm, which I don't know if you can tell by my sweat. It's warm in here, so we're going to take our time with that. But this shot is really, really beautiful. Makes a really nice piece of wall art or an album spread. Okay, now look up towards my light. Alexis, bring that hand to the bottom of your hip, or yeah, bottom of your belly. I can see it. Look up towards the light. Marlon, can you lower that leg just a little bit? Like lower your foot. Yeah. Now look down at baby, but look with your eyes only. And then Alexis, look off this way. Okay, lower your chin just a little bit. And close your eyes. All right, now look at each other. Nice. Okay.